Today, we are going to be looking at angles. So, there are four different types of angles. There's an acute angle, an obtuse angle, a right angle, and a straight angle. So, let's first look at a right angle. So, a right angle is going to measure exactly, let's try that, measure exactly 90 degrees. So, a 90-degree angle is going to look like this, where this angle measure is 90 degrees and these two lines are perpendicular. So it's going to look straight, like if you think of a floor and a wall. So an acute angle is an angle measuring less than 90 degrees. So if we think of our 90-degree right angle, it's going to be smaller. So an example here would be anywhere going from the line itself all the way up. That's going to be a little bit less. So here's an example. Now, an obtuse is an angle measuring less than. I'm sorry, let's try that again. Greater than. So it's going to be larger than 90 degrees. So it's going to go from our 90, a little more than 90 degrees, all the way over. So here's an example of one. Then a straight angle measures exactly 180 degrees. So it makes a straight line. So if we have the one side of our angle, when we draw the next side, it's going to measure straight out. So not a nice looking line. Straight out. So it creates a straight line. So when we go to measure angles, we're going to use this handy tool over here, which is called a protractor. So we use this and we can measure our angles. So let's go on and move it over. So we're going to use the protractor to measure this angle. So when we measure it, we're going to line up. If you see here, this makes a little cross section. So we want to put the corner of the angle right there. So we're going to line it up. So if we're starting over here on the left, we're starting at 0. And then our angle is opening all the way to the right. So we're going to use those outer numbers here to measure our angle. So if we look from 0, going all the way to where the line hits, and it hits right here at 150. So our measurement is 150 degrees. And anything larger than 90 degrees makes it an obtuse angle. So this is obtuse. And you can actually see it as well. Move it. It's more than our floor and our wall. So it's going to be obtuse. Let's look at the next one. So A here. Just looking at this image, is it going to be obtuse, acute, or right? It looks smaller, so it's going to give us that acute angle. Then let's measure it. So we're going to line up that center T right there with the corner of the angle. So as close as you can. And it's a lot easier when you have it on paper and you can see it. So this line here, you watch, it comes all the way out. So we're starting here on the right and measuring our angle to our second line here. So we start at 0, so we're going to use these inner numbers. So start at 0, and then we get to 40, but it's a little past 40, but not quite halfway. So we are going to say that is 40. Let's say 42. And then we're going to always have degrees with it. So sometimes we have to estimate where it is just by our angle itself. And then our last angle here we need to measure. Just by looking at it, we think of the floor and a wall, it's greater than that. So our measurement's going to be larger than 90 degrees. So that's going to make it an obtuse angle. So let's go on and measure it. Line it up with the corner, and then let's look where it goes. So we're starting on the left, so we're going to start with 0 and go with our top numbers here. So 110, it's a little larger than 110. So this line here, if we continue it up, it looks like it's going to be right around here. So between 110 and then halfway, so 115. So let's say this is 113. So 113 degrees. So now let's look into naming. So angles can be named in multiple ways. So the first way we can name it is with capital letters and our symbol for an angle. So we need 3 points here. So we go in order, starting on the edge. The middle letter has to be where those 2 lines intersect, so the center of that angle. So we could say this is angle BAC. You go in order. Or you can say it's angle, and we can start with C. CAB. So you can do it by the 3 letters. You can also name it just by that endpoint that's in the center of it. So this we could say is angle A. And then the last one, sometimes there is a number in the middle of it, and we can call it angle 1. So if you had multiple angles, they might number them, angle 1, 2, 3, and 4, to help identify which one you're actually talking about. So let's look at A here. We want to name this angle. So there's 2 ways, or yes, 3 ways we can do it. One way is by the letters of the points on that line, on that angle. So we have X, Y, and Z. So if we go in order, we can say it's angle X, Y, Z. Or we can go in reverse order. Angle Z, y, x. And the last way, we can say it by that center one, so angle y. B here says we need to name this angle. The only thing shown right now is a number of that angle itself. So this is going to be angle 3. And then C, this angle is named by its central angle, so angle T. So I want you to draw an angle. It doesn't matter what size of the angle, and then label it. So we're going to name it DEF. So go and pause the video and do it, and then we can check it. Okay, I'm going to draw an angle here. Let's see, I'm going to do an obtuse angle. And I'm going to name it. I'll put a point on this side as D. The center of it is E, and then the other side would be F. And there you go. Now, we need to find the measures of these 4 angles and then classify it. So, first one, VSD. So I'm sorry, I said that wrong. VDS. So VDS. So I'm going to highlight that so we can see it. So VDS is going to be from here to there. So let's move over our protractor and measure it. Line it up. We're starting from the right, going all the way over to V over here. So we're starting at 0 and using our inner numbers here. So we're going all the way over to our line, which is not quite at 150. So we're going to say it's about 148 degrees. So that makes it a obtuse angle. Now let's move this guy out of the way. Oops. Okay, let's look at the angle SDL. So SDL. SDL. So this angle here is going to be right from here to here. Okay, so let's measure that one. Move them over. And line them up. So we're going from 0 to the angle. So we're going to use the bottom lines here. And it looks like it's right between 10 and 20. So we are going to say this is 15 degrees. And 15 degrees makes it an acute angle. Now we're going to do IDS. IDS. So let's highlight it from I to S. So now let's measure it. Line it up. So that is 90 degrees. It looked like 90 degrees, but we wanted to make sure that was truly a right angle. Because they can look like it, but they can be off some. And our last one here is SDE. So SDE. That there is full length there, which is a straight line. So that is 180 degrees, and it's a straight angle. So now, I want you to use a protractor to draw these angles. So we are going to start off with a straight line each time. So 115 degrees. Let's move this over. And 115, we're starting on the right, going around. So we're using inner numbers, and it's right in between. So we're going to go 115, right in between, and make a little line. And then you're going to move your protractor out of the way. And then we are going to draw the line. Use a ruler to connect it, which I don't have a ruler here, so I'm just going to do the full line and then go back and erase part of it. So here is our angle. That is 115 degrees. Now let's do it again. Draw a straight line so we can have a 25-degree angle. Let's bring up our protractor and put it on the corner. Now 25 degrees, go inner to 20, halfway. Make a little marking. Move your protractor out of the way, and then draw your line. Use a ruler to connect, and then you can get rid of that excess. So there is a 25-degree angle. So that is your lesson on angles. Please reach out if you have any questions.